Hello everyone, I'm Rohit from SingSaver and welcome to the very first episode of Battle of Cards. What is Battle of Cards? We've specially handpicked the best cards for travel, cashback and rewards. And these cards are going to battle it out. We're going to discuss the pros and cons of each of these cards with a panel of experts. And you get to pick the ultimate winner. So let's get started. May the best card win. So the 4 cards battling out are the American Express, Singapore Airlines, KrisFlyer SN card, the Citi Premium Miles Visa card, the StanChart Visa Infinite card, and the UOB Preview Miles Visa card. Our first battle is to find the best card for travel. And to debate it, we have Aaron Wong, aka the MileLion, Don Cher, aka SG Budget Babe, and Timothy Ho from Dollars and Cents.
If you spend at least $2,000 in a month, you're going to want to consider the Standard Chartered Visa Infinite card, 1.4 miles per dollar locally, 3 miles per dollar overseas.
I think the problem is that not every one of us is going to spend $2,000 every month. I definitely don't spend anywhere near that. So that's a no-go card for me.
Personally, I think it's overly simplistic to just look at it from how much miles you earn per dollar spent. Sure, the Citi Premium Miles might only give you 1.2, and I agree that 1.2 is lower than 1.4, but do note that the miles never expire. So if you accumulate the miles today but you don't intend to travel in the next few years, you're better off just starting off with the Citi Premium Miles.
Of course, you need to consider the fact that once you transfer your miles over into KrisFlyer, you do that in additional 3 years. So even though UOB is 2 years on the surface, it's effectively 2 plus 3. If expiry is a concern for you, definitely, Citibank Premium Miles card can make sense. Keep in mind as well that they also have the most transfer partners of any bank in Singapore. 12 different partners versus the usual 1 to 2 for other banks. So in addition to just the usual Asia Miles and Singapore Airlines, you also get British Airways, you get Etihad Guest, you get Turkish Airlines, a lot of different options for you to spend those points. Your sign-up bonuses are what really helps you turbocharge your mileage accumulation. So take for example the Amex KrisFlyer Ascend. If I spend $20,000 within the first 6 months, I can take home 59,000 miles. That is a whole lot of miles for $20,000 worth of spending.
That's provided you can hit $20,000, which most of us mere mortals can't, honestly. So I would go for one that has a more realistic spend rate, like the UOB Preview Miles.
I think when it comes to bonus miles or sign-up promo miles, let's not look at it from a point of view of which card will give you the most amount of miles, because what you really want to be concerned about is whether you can achieve the minimum spending requirements. So if you're just going to buy a new MacBook and an iPhone, then you probably be better off going with the UOB Preview, right? If you're looking for a slightly bigger ticket item such as delivering a baby in the hospital, then maybe the Citi Premium Miles would be more suitable card, because you have to hit a minimum spending of 7,500, but you get 30,000 miles in return. But if you're doing a once in a lifetime big ticket item such as organizing a wedding, then the KrisFlyer Accent card makes sense because you need to hit a spending of 20,000 over the next 6 months. So I would be more worried about whether I can hit the minimum spending required than the actual miles I get. Most of these cards give you lounge passes as well. So the math is pretty simple in my opinion. Standard Chartered Visa Infinite gives you 6 lounge passes a year. Amex KrisFlyer Accent gives you 4 lounge passes a year, and Citi Premium Miles gives you 2 lounge passes a year. So if you're also considering cards strictly from a point of view of getting free or complimentary lounge passes, this is some information you want to consider as well.
Wait a minute, but the math is not that straightforward, because the truth is most of us actually do travel with a partner or a friend, and unless you want to go into those lounges alone, then you might want to consider that bringing in someone has to actually involve you dividing the number of visits by 2. So that means
by 2 lah.
Yeah, your Citi gives you only 1 instead of 2, and your 6 becomes just 3.
Or your spouse can also apply for the same card, then you can use it twice lah.
That's true, that's true. Or what about family?
And let's also not forget quantity versus quality of lounge access, right? So 6 is bigger than 4 is bigger than 2. But remember that with the Standard Chartered Visa Infinite and with the Citibank Premium Miles card, you get access to Priority Pass, which is more than 1,000 lounges worldwide. With the KrisFlyer Amex Ascend, your lounge passes are valid at Plaza Premium lounges, of which there are only 80 worldwide. So you have to take that into account as well. Do you want fewer visits at a wider network or more visits at a smaller network? If you're talking about annual fees, most of the cards here actually give you the first year free. You're talking about the Citibank Premier Miles card, you're talking about the UOB Privy Miles card, both of them will give you the first year free. Subsequently, with the Citibank Premier Miles card, you do get 10,000 miles when you pay the $192 annual fee. Unfortunately, the UOB card doesn't give you anything, but you can also consider the Standard Chartered Visa Infinite. For $588, you get 35,000 miles.
I don't know about you, but $588 sounds like a lot of money to be spending on miles. Personally, another thing which I'll be concerned about is also in terms of the conversion fee. So I understand that Amex KrisFlyer is the only one where you don't accumulate a conversion fee, which means that the miles you earn go straight into your KrisFlyer account, so that when you redeem the flights, you don't have to pay a conversion fee. The rest of the cards, you have to take into consideration the conversion fee, so that's also a cost factor that I would care a lot about if I was looking to maximize the miles gain.
It's fair to say that, but then the average conversion fee is about $25, and most people will only convert their miles at most once every year. So it is true that with the KrisFlyer Ascend card, there are no conversion fees. But when you think about how often you'll be paying that fee at most once a year, keep in mind as well that conversion fees, that when there's a conversion fee, it means that your points stay on the bank side at first before being transferred over to the airline. Whereas with the KrisFlyer Ascend card, your points are directly transferred over into your frequent flyer account, meaning that the 3-year expiry period starts straight away. If you're playing the miles game, you should be doing a redemption at least once every 3 years. If your average time to earn a free ticket is more than 3 years, you might want to consider a different kind of card. Because keep in mind, miles are the worst investment to hold. Miles don't earn interest, miles can only be devalued. You're not going to save up your miles for retirement. You want to earn them and burn them.
So let's recap our discussion. For the miles per dollar earned rates, the Standard Chartered Visa Infinite card is the clear winner, followed by the UOB Privy card. But the Citi Premium Miles card can give them a run for their money. For the bonus sign-up miles, the American Express Singapore Airlines KrisFlyer Ascend card is a clear winner. But if you're willing to pay that annual fees, the Standard Chartered Visa Infinite card is also something to consider. For the airport lounge access, the Standard Chartered Visa Infinite card is a clear winner. If you don't wish to pay the annual fees, then it's a tie between the UOB Privy Miles and the Citi Premium Miles card. If you don't wish to pay the conversion fees, then the clear winner is the American Express Singapore Airlines KrisFlyer Ascend card. Our experts have spoken. Now it's for you to decide. Just head to singsaver.com.sg and take part in Battle of Cards. I'll see you all again soon in the next episode of Battle of Cards. This time, we will discuss the best cards for cashback.